All right, brothers and sisters, when I think of arrays, I like to liken them to an actual train. You'll remember that back when we talked about variables, I said that a variable is like a train car. Okay, you've got a train car that will hold liquid. It looks like a tube and it's got one opening at the top and it's enclosed. You've got train cars that will haul gravel. It's got to be completely open at the top and it may swivel at the side to dump. Okay, so you've got train cars that are meant to hold different kinds of things. Those are like variables, okay? But it's a single train car. It holds one kind of thing. Think of an array as a long chain of train cars, okay? An array is like a variable. It has a name. It has several values, right? But it holds many values, okay? It's a collection of values. So if a variable is a single train car, an array is one of these lines of train cars, okay? Here, this entire track, there's probably 30 or 40 train cars here, okay? Each of these holds something, okay? So this is like a great big long chain of variables, but each variable holds its own value, okay? So these train cars could each hold an amount of grain, let's say, okay? Let's say the first train car had 2 tons of grain and the second had 5 tons of grain, all right? Each one is a container that's separate, but they're all coupled together. So if I were an engineer on this train and you were all working for me, I might say, go back and work on the train car that has a hole in it. Okay, and you would say, well, engineer, which train car is that? And I'd be like, okay, the 5th train car. So that's another property of arrays. Each train car has a unique identifier, okay? So it's a big collection of train cars, but it has to be able to be uniquely identified, okay? An array has an index, and that is the unique identifier in the group of values. Okay, so just to bring it home here, I'm going to erase all of this. So here's a variable. Okay, I've got 2 train cars here, let's say. One is car 1, one is car 2. Each one is its own separate container. So in order to create the whole train of coupled train cars, all I need to do is say var, give it a name just like a variable, but then I use square brackets and I can couple these together by using square brackets and separating many values with a comma. And I can even introduce more cars here. There you go. 2 tons of grain, 3 tons of grain, 1 ton of grain. So a variable is like a train car. An array is like the train.